Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
With
Laura.
stripes.
With
Look at
stripes
this.
again.
Look at it. We don't plan this, do we?
I know. I feel like when we do this, we're always wearing stripes.
We're just so in sync. Maybe, I mean, stripe. I do buy a lot of stripes, and clearly, I think I choose a lot of clothes for you as well. So clearly, I've said to you, get that one because I like the stripes.
Exactly.
So, what are we discussing today?
Travel.
Travel, holidays, going places, traveling around. Love it. So let's start off.
Well, do you love it? Do you love it? Do you love traveling?
Now, when people say that, when people say I love traveling, that puts an idea in my head of the type of traveling that I wouldn't do. So in my head, I'm thinking like going away for 6 months to South America with a backpack. That kind of holiday I wouldn't really want to do personally. For me, it feels a bit too unpredictable. It's a bit too like, what's going to happen? Like people just go with that plan.
Yeah, but people like that.
Exactly, not for me. So do I like traveling? I like going on holiday. I don't know if I like traveling. I don't know if I like the kind of idea of I'm making my own way there. I'm just, got a backpack on my back. I like to get on a plane and go somewhere nice and just have my nice holiday.
I don't understand how people afford it.
Yeah, I like that. I don't understand that.
I don't understand how people...
I've never understood that. I don't know how people go, I'm just going to leave for 6... Like, we've got a couple of friends who want to do it, and they say that they're going to just sort of like work in bars and stuff along the way. But then I'm thinking,
Wow.
but do you just turn up to a bar and go, can I work here for a bit?
Yeah, I don't know. That feels like a movie.
It does feel like a movie, but I'm sure it's doable. Like people do it.
But I would say that you are well travelled.
I was very, very fortunate as a child to go on some really nice holidays. So I think I did a lot of my travelling before the age of about 17, and we haven't been on many holidays since, because as soon as it's my money.
Yeah, since your dad can't take you anymore.
Exactly. No, when it's down to me, I'm like, I can't afford to do that. But we're going to go on a honeymoon at some point. That's our next thing. We need to figure out where we're going to go.
And we are going to go to 3, 2, 1, Vietnam.
Vietnam, Thailand, kind of is what we're looking at, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then I think we're gonna miss the boat on that, because
What do you mean?
Timing.
Who's that?
Do you not think? Because they say the best time to go is kind of like New Year, like December, January. Are we going to have to book that soon?
Well, then we're not going to go then, are we? We'll have to go...
You've got to wait a whole...
That's okay. Well, we can go... We're going to Italy for our friend's wedding.
That's true.
We can do a thing there.
Yeah.
We can maybe go away and... I was thinking... You're going to say no to this.
How do you?
Our friend was going to go to Disneyland to work.
Yeah. What, do you want to go to Disneyland? I would go to... That sounds fun.
I've seen Disneyland at Christmas. It looks great.
Should we go to Disneyland this Christmas?
Maybe. But that would be very last minute as well. We'd have to...
We might get better deals if it's last minute.
Possibly. How much do you think it is?
For a Disneyland ticket?
Yeah.
Oh, stupid amount of money.
How much? Because I don't know how much.
100 quid a day?
It was 75.
Yeah.
Which I think is loads.
Of course
That's
it is.
loads.
I mean, you do get a lot with it. It's like a huge park, isn't it?
Polar opposite. Thailand. I was looking at Airbnbs in Thailand.
Oh, I bet they're so cheap.
There was this like little house with a bath outside in this kind of forest, right? And like you have like it's just like a house. Like imagine if we were going to Cornwall and like a little cottage or something. How much do you think it was per day?
Per day, like per night, 20 quid.
£8. Wow. 8. And for like £45, you can have like a big old 6-bedroom place. It's mental.
We should definitely look into that. Yeah, we do. We want to go to. I think we want to Asia for our honeymoon. Definitely somewhere, because that's somewhere you've never been.
Have you? Oh yeah, you went to Singapore.
I went to Singapore for 4 days, and I was there I went there for work, so I wasn't very long. We don't know that part of the world at all, and if we're going to do a honeymoon, we feel like we want to do something really different and really like interesting. So yeah,
it would be cool. That would be cool. Or the Caribbean.
I'd love to do that.
But the Asia it excites me more, I think, in general.
Let's look into it. Have you ever had a bad travel experience?
A bad travel experience. Define bad.
Like something going wrong. I suppose when we came back from Greece, that wasn't ideal. I mean,
I don't know. Again, so you've travelled a lot. You've travelled a lot more than I have. So
delays are the bad thing,
was that on the grand scheme of things? Was that quite a bad experience?
I think it was because I remembered it more. I think when I was a kid, if there were issues, I wouldn't have been aware of it. I would have just had my video game.
So what happened was that we were in Greece, and we were supposed to fly at like midnight to go back to the UK, and we were supposed to land in the UK at approximately 10 p.m. Approximately, I think. Yeah, because of the time difference, we would have been flying back. It was a 4-hour flight. They're 2 hours ahead of us.
Summit, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. and then there was a bit of a delay, and then a larger delay, and a larger delay. We ended up on the plane. Do you remember? We were on the plane.
Yeah.
And then
Ready to take off.
Ready
We're
to
like, "Here we
take off.
go."
And then the pilot said, we're just waiting for a flight plan, an updated flight plan, I believe.
Yeah, no, yeah. They said legally we can't take off unless we have a flight plan, and the flight plan needs to be sent and like downloaded onto this computer, and it's not come through.
Eventually, when they said we do have the flight plan, he said, I could just take us, but we have to wait.
He said it's not
So we
legal.
waited for like another half an hour on the aeroplane. It was really cold. It was cold,
It was
actually.
quite cold, and it was like midnight.
Because
and
it was
just like,
midnight. And then they said, I'm really, really sorry. If we fly now, we will land in
Birmingham
Airport when Birmingham Airport is closed, apparently.
because of COVID and because of staff.
There were like
Birmingham
3
Airport
hours
It's
in the
going to
middle
close
of...
for 2 hours at night.
Yeah.
And like, so if we take off now, we'll be landing when there's no one there to see us into the runway. So we have to just wait here for 2 hours.
We have to wait. We had to just wait on the
plane
aeroplane
for 2 hours.
It
was 2 hours. It was
definitely 2 hours, but we'd already been on the plane for about an hour.
Yeah.
And then I remember realizing we are just sat on this plane for nearly as long as the flight itself.
It's always...
And then we had to sit on the flight for the whole way.
Delays and stuff is always the thing that ruins it.
But do you like airports in general? I was discussing this with someone the other day. How does going to an airport make you feel?
Now, I think going to an airport can be very different depending on what kind of person you are. If you are someone who often runs late, going to an airport is the most stressful experience in the world because you're running, you're like, oh, I need to go through security. As someone who arrives to catch a train half an hour early, I am always at the airport 3 hours before, no matter where I'm going. Like,
is that ridiculous?
Sometimes
3
3
hours?
No, it's not. They actually suggest for domestic flights, so like flying within the country, they suggest like an hour before, but they say if it's long haul, they suggest like 2 to 3 hours before. Like if it's a particularly busy season, they say 3 hours. So I'm actually not being unreasonable. So I'm normally there like 3.5 hours before, because the good thing about airports is most of them, there's stuff to do, there's restaurants. So like I'll go and I'll be really early, and then I've checked in, I've done everything, and then I've got 2 hours to just sit, have some food.
Some people would say that's boring. I remember talking to someone, and we discussed the idea of a cinema in an airport.
How would that work with timings?
You could just go and just watch cartoons or something. Like I don't
think people need it now because they've got their iPads and they download their own. Like maybe in like the 90s it would have been a good idea.
Airports just need to become more comfortable, I think. There's no reason why those seats are just metal.
I think it's because they don't want people sleeping on them, probably. It doesn't look good for the airport if a bunch of people just sleep in. I don't think they want that. I think they want it to be a bit more... But, like, I think an airport can be a nice experience if you're early enough and you've got 2 hours and you plan a nice meal, a coffee, look through the shops, have a little read of your book. Like, it doesn't need to be a stressful thing. I think when people turn up late... Did you ever used to watch those airline documentaries?
No, I never.
I was obsessed with those for a bit. And you've got people turning up and they go like... They go, all right, you have to let me on this plane. You have to, and they go, sorry, check-in closed 10 minutes ago. And they're like, but the plane hasn't left yet. You have to let me in. And they're just telling them the rules of the airport, like check-in closes at this point, and that's it. And the person's fuming like it's their fault, like it's the airline's fault.
Yeah, I don't
but it's
get
like,
that.
why are you leaving it so close that you're 10 minutes late?
Yeah.
Why are you not like being more prepared? Like just like I get some things happen sometimes, like you're stuck in dead traffic, but you just plan. So I don't mind going to the airport.
You don't like fly... Well, when you flew to Singapore, you said that it was quite scary.
I've got worse with flying. I don't know what's happened.
Maybe you value your life.
Maybe. When I was a kid, I didn't care. And also...
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
But also, when I was a kid, I used to just sleep the whole time. So when I was a kid, I'd get on a plane and I'd just go to sleep and I'd wake up and they'd go, we're in Mallorca. And
That's not surprising.
Amazing. I can't do it now. I cannot sleep on planes. I've lost the ability, which is just ruined.
But you can sleep in a car.
I can sleep in a car. I cannot sleep on a plane. I'm too uncomfortable. And I think I've got slightly more scared of flying. I don't know why.
Interesting.
I don't know why.
Do
Maybe
you like
it's 'cause-
sitting by the window?
No, I like being able to just go to the toilet at free will.
No, I like sitting by the window.
I'm too much of a people pleaser. If I was sitting there and 2 people next to me were asleep and I needed a wee, it'd be the worst flight of my
I don't
life.
understand people who drink alcohol on planes. I don't understand that.
Sometimes they do it to calm down if they are really scared of flying. Sometimes they go, if I just have 3 wines, I'll be all right.
Yeah, maybe.
But people who get drunk before getting on a flight, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Being on a plane is the worst place I can think of to be drunk because you've constantly got people telling you what to do, like sit down, don't get up, put your seatbelt on, do this, blah, blah. I don't want to be drunk in that environment.
Yeah.
I want to be drunk in an environment where I can do what I want. That sounds awful. Don't do that.
Bit of a waste of being drunk.
It is a complete waste of being drunk. I
Yeah.
completely agree. Just save it and get drunk when you get there.
I know the answer to this question. Where's the best place you've ever been? and it's Las Vegas.
It's Las Vegas.
It's Las Vegas.
I love Las Vegas. I've just got such a... I don't know what it is. Maybe I
But
just...
again though, sorry, I'm sorry, but I don't think that is traveling, in my opinion, because I think that if there was enough money, you could make a Las Vegas in the UK,
Yeah.
and therefore, it's not somewhere that it's not a special place. It's not a special. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Have history is what you're saying. Like it's not like it's special because of, like, for example, Niagara Falls. You can't just create that anywhere else.
Niagara Falls is there, and it is only there. You can't move
or like the
it.
pyramids.
Whereas
or,
like all these hotels that you love in Las Vegas, they could be knocked down. They're never going to knock down the Colosseum.
Yeah, but like it is Vegas. It's only happening in Vegas. Like they've tried to recreate it other places, but Vegas is the place. Oh my God, I love Las Vegas. I'm so annoyed you don't want to go, because that would be where I'd say, like, let's try and plan a big holiday to Vegas. But because if we spent a lot of money...
It's so expensive.
I know, and if we spent a lot of money on a Vegas holiday, you wouldn't appreciate it. So
no, I
wouldn't.
So
I'll have to just go my own again. But I'm so happy
that 3 times.
Well, yeah, well, I went when I was a kid, and I thought, I'm never going to go again. And then I got a job. I got like an acting job.
Yeah, that's great.
And I remember getting the email through going, we've got an audition for you. It's for like a corporate thing, and it films in Las Vegas. And I was like, shut up. That was my dream. And they flew me there, and it was so cool. It was amazing.
That was great.
It was really good. But we've been lucky. I've not had any like really bad travel experiences.
When I went to America with my family, we checked out of the hotel, or like the house we were staying in or whatever, and we were flying from we were visiting some family in North Carolina for a week. So the week before, we went to Florida for a week there. So we went to Florida for a week, then North Carolina. And then when we were flying from Florida to North Carolina, we, from what I understand, we checked out of the house, we gave the keys back to the people or whatever. We flew to the airport, and we couldn't see our flight. And it's because we turned up to the airport a day early.
Oh, that's better than a day late.
I think it was a day early, or... I don't remember being there like overnight.
So did your family book the hotel for too short of a day then? Where did you stay that other day?
I think maybe the people just took the key and went, oh, right, they want to leave, right, okay. Maybe, I don't know.
So you went back to your...
Or it was like a... No.
You stayed in the airport?
We stayed in the airport. So, which makes me think, I don't think it was a whole day early. Maybe it was like 12 hours early or something.
Right.
Was it that my mum didn't change the time on her watch?
Oh.
So we were like 8 hours. So maybe it was 8 hours early. But no. Yeah, maybe it was, but we would have arrived, like you're saying, about 3 hours early for the flight anyway. So it ended up we were thinking, right, our flight is in 14 hours or something ridiculous
like that. What did you do?
I remember just reading. I didn't buy the magazines, but just go in the shop and just look at all the magazines and stuff like that. And I think I had like a crossword book that I just did.
And that's the days before, like, well, would you have had a phone then?
I had
an iPod.
I had an iPod.
Yeah,
so I had
something at least. But I bet it ran out of charge. And you're like, oh no, I've got 14 hours.
I remember listening to a lot of just like the same music just over and over and over again.
Would you, if someone financed it and someone like said, well, I'll pay for everything, would you want to go on like a backpacky trip around the world?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah, I would. Because I think I'm reaching that age now where I think, God, you only live once. I want to see that.
And soon, when we have kids, well, not that soon, calm down. But like when we have kids eventually, travel becomes completely different. You've got to travel in the school holidays. So everything's much more expensive. You can't really go on like crazy trips like around the world when you have kids.
But it is difficult because I honestly don't understand how people have the money for it.
Yeah.
I don't understand how...
Unless they just save and save and save and save and save from the age of like... They make a choice and they go, right, when I'm 30, I'm going to do it and I'll save from the age of 20. And they spend like 10 years saving. Maybe.
But then do these people just not want to buy a house or
different priorities?
Different priorities, yeah.
And also I think the whole point of the way that they do that travelling is it is very cheap. So it's like they're literally, the whole point is they travel with a backpack and they go and stay in hostels and stuff. So it's actually not as expensive. It's just long.
Some people would argue, because we just teach like one-to-one from home. People would say you could just teach while you're travelling.
I don't think I'd want to.
You wouldn't want to, okay.
I think I'm quite, I like my home comforts and I view me personally, a holiday is something you do temporarily. Like I'm going to go away for 2 weeks and then come back to my home. I like having a base, I like having a home. I don't think I can live that kind of life of just like, oh, I'm just going to live it. And some people do and they have a great time. For me personally, that wouldn't work for me. I'd like to feel like I have my base and I have my home and then I explore other places maybe.
Is there a place that you would like to go? I know the answer to this, I think.
Where?
You'd like to go, but you haven't been. Australia.
Yeah, I really want to go. I want to Australia, Canada, South Korea. Can we go to South Korea for a honeymoon?
It's quite expensive, I believe. It's probably going to be a lot more expensive than the £8 Airbnb that I found in
It looks so nice
Thailand.
in South Korea.
It does, yeah, it looks cool. The
Japan. I want to go to Japan.
Japan, yeah, but Japan's really expensive.
Yeah.
The I was looking at. Do you know what? I was surprised. I was teaching somebody the other day from the Philippines. No, not from from Indonesia. Sorry, from Indonesia, and they said there's like 17,000 islands in Indonesia, something like that.
Stop it.
Yeah, like obviously some are just
Tiny
like it's just a rock.
Oh right, okay.
You know, you can't go there.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. That Bali is in Indonesia.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
People.
But then I was looking at the map. Bali's really close to Australia.
Yeah,
really.
lots of Australians go to Bali for like their holidays. But I keep hearing this stuff about Bali belly. Apparently, I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's the water or the food. But a lot of tourists go to Bali and they get this thing called Bali belly, which is like a really bad stomach bug from something.
Right.
I don't know what it is. And a girl like nearly died from it, I think. So that's put me off a little bit. But apparently it's really nice. And people love Bali.
I looked at some pictures. It looks really nice.
Oh, yeah. I know I really want to go. Top of my list. Hawaii.
Hawaii.
But you're not supposed to go. They don't want tourists. So I'm going to respect that and not go. But if they suddenly decide, actually, we're okay, you can come now, I'll go.
Yeah.
But they have, I can't remember why. I think it's to do with the resources or just.
But why?
tourists isn't good for
What difference would it be? So for like Hawaii's really far away. It's the other side of America from us. What would be the difference between going to Hawaii than going to St. Kitts and Nevis or
Yeah, I think I've just
Trinidad
heard of
and
Hawaii
Tobago.
more. I've probably just like seen it more, so I've just got more of it in my head. But yeah, I'd be up for. The world's just so big. When it comes to planning a honeymoon, it's really stressing me out because it just feels like this world's too big to choose, and there's so many great options.
let us know where we should go.
I have been asking my students. I've been saying like, where do you think? Lots of people do recommend Thailand. They do say it's really nice. One person I spoke to, she's travelled a lot, and she said that was her favourite place. So.
Does the food put you off? Not Thai food. Thai food actually makes me want to go.
I love
but like,
Thai food.
does like the food put you off? So for example, I don't like spicy food.
So going to like Jamaica, you'd be a bit like, oh, it's all going to be spicy.
Exactly.
Sometimes, but the thing is, if we went to somewhere like Jamaica, we would probably stay in like a resort, which knows that tourists are coming and they'd have a nice selection. Like we're not going to be staying in.
But then I also think that's part of the fun.
Yeah,
I would feel like such a wally if I went to like
St. Kitts and Nevis.
yeah, if I went to
stayed
these
in a
like
resort.
really amazing places and I stayed in a resort and I'm sat next to Brian at the resort who's
Well,
like in his
But
like
it's how you do
Hawaii
it. It's how you
shirt.
do it because you can do like what we did with Greece. We did stay in a resort, but then we also travelled into the town a lot. So
Yeah.
you can do both.
But we travelled on a bus with other British people and then they said,
easier.
"You've got to be back at this time."
It's easy. It's like rather than trying to like we could have tried to navigate the Greek bus system, but it's much easier to go in a place where there's a bus just waiting for you.
Yeah.
Because it's a holiday. I do think on a holiday I do just want to relax as well. I don't want to be spending my entire holiday going, can you read Greek? What? Oh, I think that's coming at 10, but I don't know what street this is. What street are we on? I don't really want to be doing that.
But I do think that if you're in a resort, the four walls of the resort.
Yeah, but I wouldn't stay there the whole holiday.
But I do think that you could be anywhere.
No. The perfect holiday is you're in a resort and you do 2 weeks and you do day on, day off. So you do 1 day of just chill by the pool, relax, and you can't be anywhere. You have to be somewhere warm for that to be nice. Chill by the pool, relax. The next day you go somewhere. You see something. You see history. You go to next day chill. Again,
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you think that 2 weeks is a long time for a holiday? Because when I was a kid, we used to go for just a week. So
a week is still great, but I'm saying like my perfect holiday would be 2 weeks.
yeah,
On and off, because I just want to relax sometimes. I don't want to spend my whole holiday trekking around because that feels like I'll leave the holiday being more tired than I went. I'll be like, I'm exhausted. I've done like 30,000 steps a day for 2 weeks. I do just want to relax as well. And then I feel raring to go when it comes to the the day out the next day.
Would you want to go to somewhere cold?
Yes, I'd love to go to Iceland.
I'd love to go to somewhere cold, but I don't understand how people pack. Because
You need like a massive suitcase for your jumpers and that.
yeah, I've never packed a jumper
cold.
for a holiday.
No.
Ever.
Yeah, no, you do have to like, yeah.
Because people in the UK, generally, people in the UK,
go warm
when they
places.
imagine I'm going on holiday,
Yeah.
people imagine sun, relaxing, in like hot weather.
Yeah.
People, you wouldn't say I'm going on holiday to Reykjavik. People just don't. But people do. But commonly, like stereotypically, when people go on holiday, they go for hot weather.
Yeah.
So I would like to go. This is where we should go next year. Again, we forgot about this. Austria.
Yeah, I really don't want to go to. Oh, that's very expensive. Very expensive. But if we only went for like 4 days,
The football tickets aren't that expensive.
yeah, he wants to see a football team,
Salzburg.
and I want to see the Sound of Music locations.
Yeah, I mean,
So
yeah.
if I come to the football with you, you have to come with me on a bus and do "Do a Dear."
Do they sing it on the bus?
Yeah.
Oh, well, like as a
Red drop
rule.
of golden sun. They play the music and everyone like sings like "Me and
God.
name I call myself," and then they go to like the fields and go, "The hills are alive with
Well, I
the
won't know any other RB Salzburg chants or anything. But I do want to go and see them. It looks great. Austria does look great.
We'll go to Austria. Give me your recommendations for Austria if you're
And when should we go? Because we want to go.
Summer, probably.
Oh yeah, but no, the football will be done by
May.
then. No, the football's finished then.
April?
I think. I'd say March.
No, it'll be cold, man.
Well, you just said you wanted to go somewhere cold.
Okay. Yeah, but I kind of want to go somewhere cold, and it's kind of like the selling point is that it's cold, like Norway or like Iceland.
Goodness knows how you pack for Norway.
Yeah, thermals, a lot of thermals.
But a thermal is massive.
No, like the undergarment things.
Oh, that
Like your
stuff.
long
I'm thinking of like a
johns.
big, thick
No,
coat.
you'd pack like your thermal vests, your thermal trousers, like thermal socks and everything, and then you just take one big massive coat and you probably wear it on the plane, or like you just have it with you on your body, and then everything else is just kind of jumpers underneath.
Gosh.
Let's get planning, eh? Give us your recommendations in the comments of places to go, because we still don't know where to go on honeymoon. But it's been a pleasure talking to you again.
Gosh, these go so quick.
I know. Well, we've got a lot to talk about.
Laura,
See you next time.
I'll see you next time. I'll see you in Thailand.
Bye.
Bye-bye.